Do you have any artistic pursuits that are not comic book related, like painting? You know, are you working on projects that aren't comic book related artistically?
Right.
You're like so busy with the, everything
Yeah.
on your plate. That it's
No,
just-
I usually try to engage my wife into learning how to body paint, like once a week. I try to, it's like, no, it's hello, honey. Anyway, so I do paint. I do paint portraits and, family, that kind of stuff. I work in acrylic and large canvases and stuff like that. So when I have the time. And I did some things on the iPad. I don't know if any of you guys are on Twitter. Jim Lee 00. All right, hey. And so I did some things on using a app. It's a drawing app, and it's use your finger to paint. And so I did some of that, and so that stuff is fun. It's very, painting in general is different from the way I draw. The style looks very different, and but I like it because it makes you think about. All right, when you draw with line, you're taking reality and converting it into something that's actually lines, black and white, 0 or 1, a value of nothing or all black, and using that information to create grays and three-dimensionality and perspective and depth. And with paint, you're doing the same thing, but you don't have just 2 values. You have literally an infinite number of values, and so it's not just color, but value, not only color, but how dark the color is. And so it's like playing, like comics is almost like playing on a 2D field, and painting is like on a 3D or even 4D involving time. I don't know. It's just much more complex, and it definitely stimulates different parts of the brain. Yes, sir.
You get the younger kids, like how they're now into George Lucas's work. How do you get them into comic books?
Kids that are into Star Wars, how they get them into comics. I think that's been one of our traditional weak points in the business. It used to be years ago, it would just be all the room filled with kids like you, and now we have a lot older people. But I think that's because the level of sophistication in the writing has gone up. You have a lot more novelists and people that write for TV shows and movies coming in doing comics. Comics have gotten more expensive, so it's harder for kids to just go and buy 4 for $1 like I used to when I was a kid. But that is one of the things that has kind of hurt the industry, is that I think we still have to keep, one doesn't necessarily exclude the other, and I think we have to do a better job of getting kids in the door, keeping them entertained, and it's something we argue about internally a lot. It's like, it seems like every time you do a kids comic, the kids don't want it. They want the older, spicier stuff, So it's like you're always, in a way, you almost have to aim higher than the age group that you're shooting for. But yeah, I mean, I think the San Diego Comic-Con and even this convention can be very good examples how you get kids in the door. You find other things that they're into, like candy or whatever, we should have free candy. If they had free candy here, I think there would be a lot more kids. And if you had to dress up in costume to get the free candy, we already have something like that. But anyway, so at San Diego, we have a lot more women and kids, and it's because they're movie stars and things that kids are into, like video games. But if we can cross promote, that's what we usually try to do. It's a good question, though. Yes, sir. Yes.
What's your favorite series?
What, my favorite what? Series to read? Good question. Blackest Night was pretty good. What else was I reading just the other day? Flash #1, I just picked that up. Is that out yet? Flash #1? Okay, I read that. You guys don't know. Yeah, I was reading that yesterday. I got an advance copy, and that was. I love Francis Manapul's work, and so obviously with Jeff, really sort of being in his prime writing-wise, there's a really good combination. In the back, yeah.
I just want to say that growing up, like as an Asian American, I didn't really have a lot of role models.
Right.
Look up to any kind of
right, token Asian guy. Tag, T-A-G. That's new. I have a new tags. It's token Asian guys. Dude, that would be funny. I'm not being serious here. I see it. I see it.
DC's new premiere team.
Yeah, like a little bowl of ramen with like steam coming off it on the chest. Dude, that would rock.
Would you like you mentioned about like creating new characters for the DC universe, like would that like something along that line where there is a more diversity like kind of environment, would that play a part?
That's true. The Justice League does need someone really good at math. So, wait, they have Batman. All right, so I can say these things because I'm Asian. Come on. All right. Yeah. No, I think so. That would be awesome. I don't necessarily always think about it that way, and you know, I know at DC they have strived to make things more multi-ethnic. So you know, Green Lantern for a while was part Hispanic, and I think the Blue Beetle is ethnic, and so that's a good thing. On the other hand, like I would never want to just creatively say you got to put this tag guy in because we need an Asian, you know. So it has to come from, you know, the spirit of creativity, and you know, I think a lot of it probably is because there are not that many Asian creators in comics, and you know, but well, you know, when we created Grunge and we put him in Gen 13, we tried to do something atypical and make him kind of goofier and more of a slacker type, and you know, it's you know, ethnic characters are always tricky because no matter what you do, people are gonna go, well, you're doing it because it's stereotypical, or you're doing it and why can't you? Why does he have to be this? Why does it? Why does this female character have to be lesbian? Why does this character? You know, it's a lot. It is trickier than you imagine. At the same time, I think you're right. I mean, we need more ethnic characters in general, but I wouldn't necessarily swap out. You know, a long time ago they were talking about it for a Superman movie, making Jimmy Olsen black and gay, and I could see why they would do that, because if you don't know anything about Superman, you go like everyone's white, and where's the rest of the world in this universe? At the same time, you know, don't ruin the mythology because you have some quota to fill, and so introduce a new character that's part of this world rather than just sort of retroactively change things like that. So that's where I'm kind of at. Right there. Yes.
Speaking of lesbians.
Yes.
Ro-
I'm not. So you know, if you're trying to out me, forget it. I'm not gonna.
Recently, Rucka left DC and did that Batman and Question feature at
Right.
Detective Comics. Are there going to be plans to continue the Batwoman and Question story, or is that going to be something backward?
I don't know if we have an official announcement, but you know, it is a company-owned character. It's part of the Batman mythology. I think it's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's an important character for all the various reasons we've been kind of discussing. And again, I'm glad that they created, or you know, that they didn't take Batgirl and sort of retroactively change it. So I think it's important for DC as one of the premier publishers to expand the types of characters that are superheroes. So I think it's important, and it's not to put down Greg at all. I love his work and his contributions to DC. At the same time, you know, sometimes the show must go on kind of thing, and I think for the right reasons in this case.